When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Makoni Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Makoni Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Makoni Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MakoniSetupShop.com and learn why Makoni Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in one day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate.
At 600cc Performance, our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Makoni Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Makoni Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Makoni Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MakoniSetupShop.com and learn why Makoni Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to beautiful Henry County in the Commonwealth of Virginia. This weekend, the Masters returns to Augusta National in its traditional early April date. Tonight, the Silver Crown Cup heads to the Augusta National of Oval Circuits for tonight's round 4 of the 2021 Season 2 of the Silver Crown Cup. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network, and it is a pleasure to have you along for tonight's race at the legendary Martinsville Speedway. Opened in 1947, this is the only original venue still left on the NASCAR Cup Series circuit. The track is often referred to as paperclip shape, and it's only banked 12 degrees in the corners. The combination of long straightaways and flat, narrow turns makes hard braking going into the turns and smooth acceleration exiting the corners an absolute imperative. In 1976, the turns were repaved with concrete, which was a rare concept in the day. Tonight marks the first appearance for the Crowns at Martinsville since the 2020 Season 3 schedule. With multiple updates to the service since then, it's almost like these drivers are visiting an entirely new venue. The Silver Crown car is built for competition on larger ovals, and this venue will absolutely provide a unique set of challenges. In talking to the drivers pre-race, it seems you have to go very slow to go fast here around Martinsville. Built by C&R, these 355 cubic inch V8s put out 819 horsepower and tons of torque. So managing the right pedal will be the key to victory this evening. The rules of the road for tonight's race have a distance of 100 laps, which is just over 52 miles. Caution flags are on, and the laps will count. There's no lucky dog, and cars will be waved around the pace cars, so the leaders will always be at the front on restarts. We won't see any action scheduled on pit road tonight, but cars repairing crash damage is more of an eventuality than a possibility. Finally, one green, white, checkered overtime finish is available if needed. Qualifications are just wrapping up here, but we want to get the thank yous into the sponsors that help make things possible for us, including Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. They're your one-stop shop for the best in floor coating and treatments. Everything from epoxy floor coatings to custom designs and your own artwork in the finished product. Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey has you covered. Find them on Facebook at Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Hot Shoe Racewear is your source for the best in screen printing, embroidery, and sublimation. Whether it's racewear, workwear, or streetwear, Hot Shoe Racewear has you covered. Find out more online at hotshoeracewear.com and make sure you tell them that NRN sent you. And the McConey Setup Shop is your home for iRacing setups and the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports, fielding the number 46 and 90 in the Coca-Cola iRacing series of Jimmy Mullis and Zach Novak. With everything from the Legends to the Cup cars, they've got you covered. Dirt setups for late models, modifieds, midgets, and wing sprints are available as well. Head on over to McConeySetupShop.com today. You can't beat the best, so don't settle for the rest. Cars out doing their qualification runs now. Martinsville Speedway, as we mentioned, 0.526 miles. iRacing has it measured at a tick under a half, but it's kind of all in the same ballpark here. 97 degrees is the track surface temperature, and that is absolutely going to play into how things progress tonight. 19 cars across 2 splits, so we'll have 19 in this one and
19, I believe either 19 or 18 in the other split. I want to remind everybody, if you're watching on Facebook, you can comment with stars to show your support of our hard work. We'll post your comment on screen, give you a shout out as well. And the Silver Crown and the Sprint Car broadcasts are completely community supported here in this one. So I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that's contributed to this point. We really appreciate it. It makes it so we can give these underserved iRacing communities a little bit of love here. Qualifications finishing up here in the next couple of seconds. Joe Quinn going to be at the top of the speed charts. 18.28 seconds for Quinn. David Kolb going to be second quick. And qualifications have just wrapped up. So let's get you the results from qualifying. Joe Quinn, your quick timer at an 18.277. Less than a tenth back, David Kolb. How about a tenth of a second all the way back to 10th place, Nicholas Johnston? That one tells us we're in for a pretty wild night tonight. Let's get you the standings here as we kick things off. River Hayes with a massive point lead over Nate Rink, and it's only going to get bigger. 117 is the number of markers from first to second. Manuel Paredes, Ryan Carwile, Jeffrey Stanton, your top five. Tyler Shattuck, Connor Babel, Pablo Donoso, Brandon Buckberger, and Ryan Steele, the top 10. We'll try to keep an eye on that for you throughout the course of the night, but let's get you the starting grid for tonight's races. They're going to line up here on the front straightaway. Joe Quinn and David Kolb going to make up the front row tonight. Couple of Ohio natives. There, Pablo Donoso out of the nation of Chile will start alongside Tyler Shattuck in row number 2. Row 3 has Brandon Buckberger and River Hayes. Row 4, Derek Love and Connor Babel. Ryan Steele and Nicholas Johnston in row number 5. Steele, the winner 1 week ago on our broadcast. Nicholas Johnston, easily the Hard Luck Award recipient for the night 1 week ago. Wayne Hutchison and Vinny Sansone will make up row number 6. Row 7 will have Jeffrey Stanton and Mike McConville. Row number 8, Manuel Paredes and Thomas Lewandowski in row number 8. Row 9 will have James Watson and Wes Shire. Row number 10, all alone back there, will be Spencer Steinman. Like we said, 100 laps the scheduled distance here around Martinsville Raceway, and we are certainly in for a wild ride. That one's for sure. The drivers have absolutely had a total handful in this one. Scott Kay checking in on the social shouts. Let's see if Dogbear can make it 2 in a row. Picking up win 1 week ago. Thank you much for tuning in, Scott. We appreciate you hanging out with us this evening. Our buddy Robert Kreiser checking in as well. We'll get the comment in here real quick. As the lights are out on the pace car, Robert Kreiser saying hello. CS checking in as well as the field makes their way off at turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. We are already rapidly approaching go time here. Pace car is in. Quinn and Kolb going to lead the field to green. What a fantastic start for Joe Quinn. He'll be your early race leader into 1. Trouble back in the pack. Caution flag going to fly early on this one. Oh, and we've got some big names going on in this one as well. Take a look here. Trouble on the racetrack for Connor Babel. Keep your eye on the number 15 machine in the outside lane. Oh, wow. Big wiggle out of River Hayes. What a surprise there.
Let's get you the replay here from River Hayes' view. Oh man, big wiggle, got into the tank slapper, and he ends up stopped against the outside retaining wall. What a tough break for River Hayes early in this one. So caution on lap number 1. A couple of more comments coming in here. Sebastian saying hello with a David Kolb going to win this one. Well, he's towards the front anyway, about where you want to be. These cars have been an absolute handful to watch. When they get into lap traffic, it's going to be a mess. CS checking in saying, come on, Shattuck, let's get a win. Tyler Shattuck currently running in the 5th position. We'll get you a look here. That is the number 3. I believe that's one of the Marconi setup shop engines. Yes, it is. We'll have the 37S on the side of the car, but timing and scoring will have him as the number 3. Pick up your race leader, Joe Quinn, as the lights are out on the iRacing safety car. Caution flag number 1 in the books here. Going to go from lap 1 to lap number 5. Once again, Quinn early on the hammer right as he got into the green flag zone, and he'll be the race leader into turn 1. Oh, Pablo Donoso goes around. Trouble turn 1. Huge right towards the back of the pack. Several cars going to be involved in this one early. Well, the curse of the announcer comes into play here. Let's go on board with Tyler Shattuck, the Hot Shoe Racewear Instant Replay. All Pablo Donoso go around in a wild ride for Shattuck. That's the danger here, is when everybody gets kind of piled in like that. Give you one more look at it here. Watch it from high atop the Martinsville Speedway. Several cars really beat up in that one. See if we can't go on board here. Pick up James Watson. Smoke, carnage, ugliness, and a whole lot of luck. Those cars staying on the brakes and out of the way. Watson's able to get through the field. Donoso never stopped, so he'll get to continue on in his position. And well, maybe not. He's going to be in front of the pace car here. So, or excuse me, behind the pace car, but in front of the race leader. So here's your race leader, Joe Kolb, a couple of cars ahead of him in the scoring order. That's Jeffrey Stanton and Pablo Donoso. Johnson up to 5th already. Look out, leaders. Yeah, that's Nicholas Johnson was a ton of fun to watch 1 week ago. Unfortunately, he had the issue which really kind of knocked him out of contention late in the race. In fact, 4 laps down at the finish 1 week ago, and ended up coming home with a 10th place finishing position only because everybody else behind him was more laps down. But that was an incident on lap number 65
of, yeah, it was the white flag lap that Johnston had his issue, and the race was extended out for the green-white checkered finish to lap number 68. Nate Rink, the driver who's number 2 in points, saw a message from Nate in the Discord saying he's neck deep in planting season. And that basically means that he's going to be watching the broadcast tonight from the tractor. So I hope you're enjoying the show, Nate. But wish we could have you out here on the racetrack. Wynn brings the field down much slower this time. He'll be the early leader into turn number 1. We'll see if we can't get a couple of laps in the books here. It's like everybody going to be cleanly through turns 1 and 2. Only Tyler Shattuck and Connor Babel are currently pit side. Everybody else is on the lead lap. There are a couple of early yellows. Just set the fastest lap in the race, but he's going to be locked in a dogfight with Brandon Buckberger. That's one thing you'll notice. Laps are going to take off here in an absolute hurry around the Martinsville Speedway. The top few cars single filed out. Let's slide back in the field here and pick up Ryan Steele, the winner 1 week ago, up 3 positions from the drop of the green flag. Nicholas Johnson up 6. He's your hard charger. Steele trying to get caught up on the tail tank of the 17 of Derek Love, but the gap opening just a little bit. The other big thing here that when we talked to the drivers pre-race was going to be tire management would be just absolutely critical. Pick up back in the pack here. We've got them 2 by 2 by 2. A little bit of lock up on corner entry. James Watson slides wide to the outside. That's going to let River Hayes pass. Also Jeffrey Stanton, Thomas Lewandowski. Don't want to be locking the brakes up too hard here. That may be an issue there for Watson. He's going to fall to the tail end of the running order here. Wes Schreier right behind him. We got our race leader here. We got Get It Cam sending us a message here on YouTube saying pretty cool to see Joe and Vinny back in the car again. Vinny Sansone currently running in the 7th position. We'll get Joe up here. The number 2 as he comes off. Sebastian checking in saying Johnston up to B4. Oh man, he had to grab the brakes in a huge way. That was Brandon Buckberger. Nicholas Johnston now up to P3. You can amend the comment there, Sebastian. Nicholas Johnston is coming in a hurry, up 7 spots from the drop of the green flag. Slide back in the pack once again. We've got the fight going on here. Jeffrey Stanton just ahead of Pablo Donoso and Thomas Lewandowski. Spencer Steinman going to be in that battle as well. Steinman was the race leader for a pretty good chunk of the race 1 week ago. Very interesting to see these cars able to run distinct crews here. The high line absolutely works for these cars. Move a little bit further forward in the field. Derek Love running with Vinny Sansone and Ryan Steele. Steele in that outside lane. No PJ1 gunk on the racetrack tonight. That's all about making your car work in the outside lane and even doing a little bit of setup work to get it out there. How about this? Everybody's pretty well cleaned up here in single file. Get a little further towards the front of the field. We'll give you a chance to crank it up. The battle heating up for second place. Nicholas Johnson going to be all over the back bumper of David Kolb as we work lap number 31. Johnston going to look to the inside. Kolb doesn't give him a ton of room. So cool to see the brakes absolutely glowing on these cars. Nicholas Johnston made that one look easy. Cleanly through. Put the number 12 up to P2. Seeing Get It Cam saying, interesting factoid for those that may not know, Pablo actually raced these cars in real life when they were a thing. Yeah, we talked about that one a couple of weeks ago. We got to get Pablo Pinoso into the Discord with us here so we can talk to him a little bit about it. I don't think they ever ran this version of the Silver Crown car on a tiny little bull ring like Martinsville. Good battle going on between Spencer Steinman and Mike McConville. Steinman running that outside lane. McConville really doesn't have anywhere to go, almost kind of do a bit of a tank slapper down the straightaway. Had to slow up. Pinoso headed to the outside. Then a big wiggle off the corner. Pinoso now going to look inside of McConville into 3. Slide a little bit further forward in the pack here. Vinny Sansone looking inside of Derek Love. He's going to have the spot. Might bring Ryan Steele with him. Love able to get the inside lane cleared, and that'll bring everybody back into the single file line. This is the tightest series of battles on the racetrack. Sansone able to open up the gap from Love, who flipped the inside curbing. You see the Cup cars head to Martinsville in the real world here in a few weeks. Those patches of grass are a thing of the past. Replaced with asphalt. There's Steele looking, excuse me, that's River Hayes coming around Love to the inside. So Hayes making up a ton of ground. He's actually back to his 6th starting position. At the front of the field, no win with a full 1 second lead over Nicholas Johnston. race leader here. He's making his way off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Not too far from the back of Wes Schreier. There's the gap from 1 to 2. The gap from 3 to 4 is significantly tighter, though. David Kolb to the inside. Buckberger in the 6th, tried to make the outside lane work. Wasn't quite close enough. Once again, this is the battle for the 3rd position. Buckberger tried to sell Kolb a little bit of a dummy. Let's show you the lap times here on those two. Buckberger, absolutely the quicker race car of the two over the last 5 laps. Slide back once again and pick up this battle. It's going to be the tightest grouping of cars on the racetrack. Ryan Steele about a quarter of a second ahead of Derek Love. Wayne Hutchison, Manuel Paredes, Jeffrey Stanton in that one as well. Stanton gets shoved up and out of the way to the outside. He'll fall back in line. James Watson, Mike McConville battling back there for the 14th and 15th position. Race leaders are very, very close. Catching Wes Schreier. Wes, one of the more gentlemanly drivers on the service here. Shouldn't provide too much of a hassle to the leaders, but Schreier only about a corner, we'll call it a straightaway length, ahead of the race leaders as lap number 49 goes on the board. It'll be halfway next time by. Oh, trouble, one car around. That's Mike McConville. Caution flag gonna fly. Very long green flag run. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Oh, a couple of cars going way up and over. Wayne Hutchison in the 10. The Dog Bear entry. See what happened here. One car just about goes around. That was Steele. Hutchison with absolutely nowhere to go. Steele goes up and over, sticks the landing. Hutchison will be clear. Let's take a look, see what happened here to Ryan Steele. Pick up the onboard. The caution flag out for Wayne Hutchison and Ryan Steele. That means we'll get the halfway award here to Joe Quinn as we are already working at lap number 51. This is our 3rd caution flag of the race. 2 in very quick succession, then a green flag run from lap 12 to lap number 49 where the caution flag flew. All 3 of the cautions were for contact. Little bit of a break there for Mike McConville. He was basically stationary down the back straightaway. Take a look here. There is Mike McConville on pit road. Also, Ryan Steele in the 5 is on pit road. You can see the front end of that car is all sorts of jacked up.
Here's your race leader, Joe Quinn. We're going to go at least one more lap under the caution flag. So while we do, let's once again get the big thank yous in here. We're going to do them the quick way. But thank you very much to Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey for your support of the National Racing Network and our iRacing broadcasts. Also, Hot Shoe Racewear. Find them online at hotshoeracewear.com. Brewwear, streetwear, racewear, you name it. Alan and the whole team's got you covered. And Cody Setup Shop. You can't beat the best. Don't settle for the rest. Check them out online, McConeySetupShop.com. Field coming back to green flag, this time by. Pace car is in. Joe Quinn going to be your race leader. Get you the view from high atop turns 1 and 2 here at the Martinsville Speedway. Quinn once again jumps out the big race lead. Perhaps the happiest guy on the racetrack going to be Wes Schreier. He did not go a lap down before the caution. Slide back in the pack here a little bit. We'll pick up 17 to Derek Love, Manuel Paredes, Jeffrey Stanton, Spencer Steinman. They're all going to battle. Off at turns 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway. That group held pretty tightly together here. Stanton looks to the outside of the 13 of Paredes. Not close enough. In fact, Paredes had a great run off the corner. He's going to look inside. Excuse me, that's River Hayes looking inside. Vinny Sansone. Let's take a look here at the front of the field. Yep, this is the, we've had Dan Smith asking how many cautions, basically wanting to know how many heat cycles were on the tires. We've taken to calling them skunks. It's just like a beer. You have it warm, cold, and it starts getting all skunked and nasty. That's what these tires are going to do in a very big way here. Managing tire wear late in the race is going to be absolutely critical for these drivers. Was hearing some different theories on the setups of the race cars as well. Oh, River Hayes tried to get inside of Vinny Sansone. A couple of cars up into the outside wall. That's going to bring out the caution flag. There's trouble for Spencer Steinman, but it really started with River Hayes down on the inside. Saw Hayes get a little bit loose on corner entry. He had a big wiggle. The front end of the car is banged up pretty well, but the big issue happened with everybody checking out, checking up on corner entry, seeing the slower car. Spencer Steinman comes to a stop against the outside retaining wall. Mike McConville, Ryan Steele still on pit road. Also, Tyler Shattuck, Connor Babel out of the race as well. Down to 15 cars remaining on the racetrack, but now here's Spencer Steinman coming into the pit area. He will come to the attentive service of his crew. No fast repairs in this one, so he will absolutely be sitting there for a little while here. Well, I say that and he gets moving pretty quickly here, but
Spencer Steinman making his way out of the pit road. He will rejoin in the 15th position, and he'll remain on the lead lap. Several drivers were talking tonight about survival being a pretty important thing here. We'll slide back. One of those drivers, Wes Schreier in the Homestead Coffee Roasters, number 19. Wes has been pretty consistently at the back. He's not been very quick at all tonight, at least in terms of raw pace. But with everybody having issues around him, currently running in the 14th position, going to be a good points night for Wes, who currently sits 40th overall in the point standings. Slide a little bit forward here. We'll pick up James Watson in the number 39. He's the 18 if you're watching on the timing and scoring feeds. Team Watson Racing, the first official esports partner of the National Racing Network. Get to see some of that branding on the 39 machine starting to show up over the next couple of weeks or so. Just ahead of Watson, the 10 of Wayne Hutchison. We're going to head back to the front of the field here. Just pretty sure we're ready to go green. Yes, we are. Quinn tried to sell Johnston the dummy, and he did it in a huge way. Forced everybody to check up behind him. Couple of cars side by side. That's going to be Jeffrey Stanton heading to the outside of Manuel Paredes. Paredes throws a little bit of right side romance there to Stanton, forces him up the racetrack. Covers the line off. Now Stanton looks back to the inside into 3. Not close enough to attempt the dive bomb. Man, good drive off the corner for both of those cars. Just ahead of him, Vinny Sansone going to be fighting with Derek Love and River Hayes. This is the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Top 4 have all strung out. They're up anywhere from a third to a half second apart. So we'll stay here with this battle that's going to be your closest to the front of the field. Sansone holding on to that 5th position over Love. River Hayes has had an adventurous night, to say the least. Stanton and Paredes renew their festivities. Stanton thought about the hip check, but not needed. He's going to gap him by a car length. In fact, Pablo Donoso now going to get to the inside of Paredes through turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Paredes deciding discretion the better part of valor. Sansone and Derek Love continuing their little tussle here. Then about half a car length or so as we head down the back straightaway, but we got to move up to the front here. We got a battle for the race lead off at turn number 4. Big loose wiggle out of Nicholas Johnston. That allowed Joe Quinn to get away. He's been your race leader the entire time. Almost to the 3/4 mark already. Oh, one car going around down the back straightaway. That should bring out a caution flag. We'll see here. I believe that was Derek Love. And we stay green. Hayes got into the back of Love, spun him around. That is going to be one unhappy driver there, as we see on the Hot Shoe Raceware instant replay. Head back to the front of the field. Quinn holding off Johnston still, but it's only down to a couple of car lengths. With 25 to go here, we got one more shot at it. Y'all can go ahead and crank it up.
Lap number 79 about to go on the scoreboard. Joe Quinn's led every one of them, but he may not lead this one. He's got to run the high lane as Nicholas Johnston looks to his inside. Down the back straightaway. Johnston's there. Is he going to be able to complete the pass through 3 and 4? Oh, man, we'll take 20 laps of this. Drag race at the line. It was half a bumper for Nicholas Johnston. New race leader off at turn number 2. Almost looks like Quinn down the straightaway trying to get a little bit of cool temperatures on those Hoosier Racing slicks. I guess they're now technically branded iRacing slicks, but I don't think the tire compound has changed from what it was the last iteration, we'll say. Johnson able to open up the lead to a couple of car lengths. Slide back in the pack here just a little bit. Pablo Donoso pretty rapidly catching up on Vinny Sansone. This will be the battle for the 6th position. River Hayes running 5th, just ahead of him. Got an issue there for Derek Love. He lost a handful of positions, actually back now to the 15th position. Battle at the front, tightening back up here. In fact, it's going to be a 4-car battle for the race win before too long here. As we work lap number 85, Joe Quinn back up, we'll call it about 3 feet at the line that time. Johnson holding on to that lead over Quinn, but Brandon Buckberger is right there as well. He's in position to capitalize in pounds. Potentially not. You don't want to get involved if race leaders decide to start getting a little rough with each other. That may be what David Kolb's thinking back there. Oh, we got a big puff of smoke there out of Derek Love. He may be the first car to go organically 1 lap down. Ryan Steele, Mike McConville, Tyler Shattuck, Connor Babel, all on the pit road. Lap 89 on the scoreboard. Going to be 12 to go this time by. And Derek Love has an absolute handful in that number 17 machine, just ahead of your race leaders. Johnston closes off the attack line, exiting turn number 2. Once again, big lockup out of Derek Love. You can see the whole left front of that machine is pretty well banged up because we're down to 10 laps to go here. Love gets high to the outside, slows it way down. He'll let the race leaders come down and grab the position. Actually, I believe that may have been Mike McConville getting out of the way, but either way, class move there to stay out of the battle for the race win here. Does Joe Quinn have anything for Nicholas Johnston over these last couple handfuls of laps? You look at the tail tank of race leader Nicholas Johnston.
not too much catching up here as we're going to be down to 5 laps to go here. Now we go on board with Brandon Buckberger. He's watching the battle for the race lead. Out the front end of that number 6 machine. These tires are absolutely begging for mercy at this point. Three to go this time by the stripe for Nicholas Johnston. Wins right there. He's going to look to the outside, might try the crossover. Is the bump and run coming? Down to 2 laps remaining here at Martinsville. Now white flag. 1 more lap to go. It's less than a car length from Nicholas Johnston to Joe Quinn. Does Quinn give him the bumper going into 3? Quinn looks to the outside. Buckberger's right there as well. Off of turn number 4. Drag race to the line. Less than a car length. Nicholas Johnston picks up the win. What a fantastic race to the finish there. Less than a 1/10 of a second separating Nicholas Johnston from Joe Quinn. The attenuator party getting started early here at Martinsville. What a fantastic run for Nicholas Johnston. Up 9 positions. Sebastian's got to be losing his mind over here watching this one. I tell you what, I was prepared for a whole bunch of carnage tonight, and we just didn't see it, which... Kudos to the drivers and everybody that was down there in the server, because I know a lot of these drivers have the spotters as well with them. We got several long green flag runs on this one. In fact, the last caution flag came to an end, I believe it was lap 53. So nearly half the race running green to the end. And let's get you your race results here tonight. Nicholas Johnston, your race winner by just a hair over a 1/10 ahead of Joe Quinn. Brandon Buckberger coming home in the 3rd position to round out your podium. David Kolb, River Hayes, your top 5. Spencer Steinman, Pablo Donoso, Vinny Sansone, Manuel Paredes, and Jeffrey Stanton, your top 10. Wayne Hutchison, James Watson, Thomas Lewandowski, Wes Schreier and Derek Love, back to 15th place. All those cars finishing on the lead lap. Ryan Steele, Mike McConville, Tyler Shattuck, and Connor Babel complete the field. Babel having very early issues, being a full 100 laps down. And taking a look here to see who we have awaiting us here in the broadcast booth. And hey, we got a race winner here ready to talk to us. Let's get up the replay. Bring in Nicholas Johnston, your race winner. And Nicholas, that was a heck of a run tonight. It attracted a lot of drivers who were concerned about the ability to pass tonight. You picked up 9 spots in the victory. How were you able to do it?
Well, really, I just focused on race setup all throughout testing, made sure the car turned good in the center because everything that I had found so far had just had no turn in the center. So you almost had to park it on entry and then try to drive it straight off. And I wanted to be able to carry the speed and get runs on guys. That's what I was able to do. And Joe Quinn, he made it really tough. He was really fast tonight. It took everything I had just to get up to him, and then I had to take a couple bites at it to actually get by him because he was really good at like just giving me just enough space. But I knew once I was able to get position or braking, I could just kind of work on him, work on him, work on him, and then hold him off at the end was really tough. He picked up the pace there a little bit, and I think he was running a little bit different gear than I was, so able to. It looked like he had a few chances to throw it down the inside, but luckily we were able to hold him off there at the end.
And this is an absolutely monster night in the point standings for you. You enter the night 32nd in points. Now, obviously, I don't know that anybody's going to be catching River at this point, but even still within your division and the overall, it's got to give you a lot of confidence here. We're not even halfway through the season yet.
Yeah, there's still a lot racing left to go, and I'm still learning this car race by race, what it needs and what it likes. Definitely Rivers gonna be one of the guys to beat. It seems like even when he has a bad night like tonight, he still pulls out a top 5 at the end of it. So able to gain points on someone who can have a bad night and still pull off a top 5 is going to be difficult, but all we can do is give it a go.
Well, it was a heck of a run tonight at Martinsville, and we're going to stay in Virginia next week and head off to Richmond. Couldn't be more different of short tracks, but what are your thoughts as you start to get ready to head off to the east side of the state?
Richmond's going to be really difficult trying to get the power down off of 4, I think, with you constantly turning off of there. It's going to be different. It's a little bit higher speed, a little bit more banking. So I think a little bit more car setup is going to come into effect, but we'll give it a go and see what we do.
All right, Bud. Well, congratulations on a fantastic run tonight. Not our hard charger, hard to believe, but I guess you'll take the win over the hard charger any night of the week. Who would you like to thank?
Just thank you guys for broadcasting this and all the guys in the Silver Crown deal for putting together these races. And it's a lot of fun to run this car, and it's good to find a good group of guys to run with. I mean, to run that entire 100-lap race with only 4 cautions and some pretty long runs in there, there's definitely a good group of drivers running this and really enjoy it. And Moose, if you're out there watching, sup, buddy? And thanks for my buddy David Cobb for bringing me in.
All right, Nick. Well, congratulations, buddy. We'll see you next week.
See you then. Have a good night.
All right, let's pick up David Kolb here, a 4th place finish tonight. We'll pull up his last couple of laps here as we talk to David. And you had a bit of an adventurous night. You started on the outside of the front row, but was it just a matter of tires falling off and not having anything there at the end?
Yeah, I think we had a pretty good short run car. Like I was running down Joe pretty decent start of the race, but just couldn't quite hold on to the rears as good as Nick and Joe. And yeah, I just started dropping down a little bit, but yeah.
One of the comments, in fact, that we saw was that the right fronts were going away in a big way as well, it seemed like, with everybody getting tight off the corners. Was that something you were experiencing, and how do you manage that as a driver?
It's tough because it's like most cars, you're either battling the right rear or the right front, but this car, it's kind of, each race, the right front and the right rear going on you. And I think I held onto my right front pretty decent, and the car would still turn about end of the race, but just the right rear was tough to manage getting back on throttle.
Well, it was a heck of a run tonight, a very good points night for you. I mean, one of the things we mentioned quite frequently here, but it's got to be a big confidence boost as we head into Richmond, Gateway, Texas. We get a little bit more back into the traditional Silver Crown schedule.
Yeah, I'm certainly excited. It was definitely fun to try something different, running these cars on short tracks, but looking forward to get back to the 1.5 mile stuff, and it's going to be a great time.
All right, Bob. Well, like we say, congratulations on the top 5 tonight, and who would you like to thank?
I just want to thank you guys for putting on this broadcast and keeping this series alive. And yeah, SimiCube, Draw Once, Fendival Sim Racing, and Yeah, that's about it.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations again on the top 5, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
So there you go. A really fun night of racing here, and let's head back to the live view here as we clear out of the Hot Shoe Racewear Instant Replay and show you the upcoming schedule here for the Silver Crowns. Next Monday night, we're at Richmond Raceway, a 3/4 mile D-shaped oval on the Richmond Fairgrounds down there in the capital of the Commonwealth of Virginia. And 2 weeks from now, we head out to Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. Hearing David talking about the 1.5 miles, we're not going to go to one for 3 more weeks till we head off to Texas Motor Speedway. And that place has a very Michigan, California-esque turns 1 and 2, the traditional 1.5 mile high bank turns 3 and 4, and the big quad oval. You're carrying a ton of speed around that place. Absolutely cannot wait to get out there to Texas as well. But Richmond's going to be a ton of fun 1 week from tonight. With that, I think it's about time to wrap things up here for everybody here at the National Racing Network. It has been a pleasure to have you with us tonight. No broadcast tomorrow night. We will be covering real world racing down at Bridgeport Motorsports Park in Swedesboro, New Jersey. We're back on the air Thursday night with the High Side Hustle at 8 o'clock. Burt Wojcik, Adam Rubright. If you're a fan of the Northeast Racing, 410 sprint cars, modifieds, all that stuff, you absolutely want to tune in for that one. We'll get the guest announcement up on that one tomorrow during the day. And then the PM18s, the Indy Pro 2000 series, heads to the Nürburgring Nordschleife, a 5-lap Indy Pro 2000 race. I've been studying hard and still can't figure out all 150-some corners around the Nürburgring, but just a legendary venue and a place that's going to make for some really spectacular racing, and the visuals are incredible. So looking forward to that one as well, but for now, we will see you all on Thursday night with a High Side Hustle. For everybody here at the National Racing Network, we'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Marconi Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Marconi Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Marconi Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MarconiSetupShop.com and learn why Marconi Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Marconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067. 6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate.